welcome to the Raw Report, episode 27. I am your host, Jericho, along with my co-host, Santana, Andre, the Bolivian Siberian, and the ex-bomber from the Bronx, our boy X. What it do, baby? And very exciting week. We're wrapping up week 1 of the NFL. That's right, everybody's team is fully locked in. We did our live drafts. And it's been a turbulent week 1, guys. It's just full of drama, full of unexpected and unforeseen circumstances, all right? And one of those things just so happened to be the Aaron Rodgers Achilles injury, okay? He has a complete Achilles rupture, and he will be out for the rest of the season. Not only that, but I'm hearing he's going to be out till next September. So this could only be a nightmare scenario for these New York Jets, who have been hyping up Aaron Rodgers all off season long, guys. So what say you about this scenario, and what does that mean for the Jets moving forward?
I think moving forward, I think it means a lot regarding the turf situation. I hear all teams want to go to just natural grass just because it's safer for the players, and it's overwhelmingly popular with the NFLPA, the Players Association. So we'll see what they do as far as that goes, and I hope the best for Aaron Rodgers. Hope he returns, but it looks like the Jets are going to be the same old Jets, and I was telling everyone at the game that they had a good season, so it looks like they're eliminated from playoff contention.
Damn, already. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad spectacle to see one of the greats go down like that. Just a few plays in the game, you could have heated up some Totino pizza rolls faster than how fast he went down, man. It was sad. The Jets are probably going to be the same Jets, like X said. But you wish him a speedy recovery. And knowing Aaron Rodgers, he posted something on IG saying, kind of speculating that he'll be back. I don't think he's going to retire. I know that's on some people's minds immediately. An Achilles rupture survivor myself. It's not something you can come back from immediately. There's a lot of PT, a lot of mental fortitude that he's going to need to overcome this. And at 39 years old, who knows? But if anyone can do it, he can.
As you know, as a fan of the game, I wish Aaron Rodgers a speedy recovery. You know, like, you hate to see that. You always want to battle your opponents, especially your divisional opponents, you know, like at full strength. You know, because that's the measuring stick. And, you know, and as competitors of the game and as fans of the game, you know, I know we all appreciate that. But as a Dolphin fan in me. Let me smoke on that mushroom eating quarterback tonight. Let me smoke that in a Achilles tendon tonight.
Nigga smoking on Aaron Rodgers.
Let me smoke on that Jets Super Bowl season.
He's smoking on Aaron Rodgers.
He has no shame. No shame.
No shame in the game, baby.
No shame in the game.
No shame in the game.
Dear. Oh, dear. I mean.
Ooh, taste delicious. Hold on. I don't want any smoke to escape me. Taste delicious.
Oh.
It's you know.
It's unfortunate, but it's part of the game, right? Everyone wakes up in the morning and tells you that the morning after, hey, it's part of the game. But touching on what X said about the turf versus grass, I mean,
I agree.
I'm all for it, man. I've played on both surfaces, albeit soccer or football, the real football. Anyway. I love the grass field, man. It just feels so comfortable. It feels cushiony. You can push off it better. Turf feels it's not fun. I don't know what kind of investment or money dropping there has to be. And but yeah, let's go grass.
Yeah, and the NFLPA right now is getting a tremendous request by their members to request it from the league, because right now about 16 teams in the NFL have artificial turf, and they have reason to believe, and supposedly they have proof of statistical data that artificial turf is causing way more injuries than natural grass. In my opinion, we all grew up running outside and stuff like that, guys. We never ran on fake grass, you know what I mean? So just keep the game natural, in my opinion. We've seen the Las Vegas Raiders. They have a field that they just put outside just to grow. So the cost to maintain these fields is usually between 6 to 7 figures a year. The artificial turf allows the owners to create this asset instead of a liability all year long, just to try to maintain a lawn, essentially, right?
It's a
So
money thing.
the artificial turf allows them to make their money, but it's at what cost? You know what I mean? You're causing more injuries. Essentially, these players are those teams' assets, and if they're sitting out injured, like Aaron Rodgers right now, how much money do the Jets owe him? Like $35 million. Guys, like,
100 million
guys,
guaranteed.
it's completely crazy. He played 4 snaps, and now the Jets are in a hole for the whole tab, So, I think that that's a good move by the NFLPA to request that all fields go back to natural grass. It just feels natural towards the game anyway, right? So as we move along, guys, there was pay-per-view like games this week, and there's 3 games to be exact that we were looking at in specific. And these were complete blockbuster games that came down to the wire. And the first matchup that I want to bring up is going to be the Lions and the Chiefs. It was a complete upset over there for Kansas City. Of course, you guys know Travis Kelce out for week 1. And as we all know, he was a first-round pick for many of us. Yours truly picked him up in the first round as well, but he had to sit out week 1. And as we can see, KC has no offense without him. So what say you about that situation?
They got no hands. Kadarius Toney was the butt of the introductory meme of the year. It's probably still going strong. If you remember that movie, The Little Giants, they were referring him as the little boy that had to put the stickum, right? The stickum. And that's the only way he can catch a pass. I mean, damn, bro, like no Kelce, no offense. That's it. That's what it looked like, and it was put on display in front of thousands, hundreds of thousands of viewers in America.
Hold on, Rondell. Hold on. Be careful what you're saying. You're talking about X's former franchise player, Kadarius Stonehands Toney.
Oh, he has G.I. Joe hands.
I don't know what X's take is on it, but maybe he's glad that he left.
I'm glad he left. We got a 4th rounder out of him, and that ended up being what's his name? We got a guard out of it, I believe. And I'm not even mad at it because he was more focused on his rap career when he was on the Giants than playing wide receiver. Like, I'm glad we got rid of him. And I think he'll bounce back. I think it's just a bad game he had. He was clearly the focal point, and he dropped 3 big passes. So that's the story of the game. But for the rest of the year, I think he'll come back.
Mahomes throws a cannon, bro. It's not like Mahomes is out there just lobbing passes. He throws heaters. Right? He played baseball. So it's not an easy catch to make. That's why I believe we do PPR as opposed to standard. PPR, like catching a pass in the NFL is not a gimme.
Exactly what brings me up to the point. Kadarius Toney should be cut immediately and removed from that team. You have Patty Mahomes, a first ballot Hall of Famer, throwing the balls to you, okay? You wouldn't be on the field if it wasn't for that man right there. How dare you not catch the balls when Travis Kelce is out? This is your moment. This is your shot, baby. Nobody's going to take him serious after this, guys. They need to remove him, drop him from your fantasy team. Screw this guy, all right? He doesn't want to play football.
Who they going to get, though?
All right? They can get anybody else. Call him down. He ain't doing shit in Baltimore. Call him down. He's not doing nothing in Baltimore.
I wish we can play that clip of Peyton Manning playing backyard football with the kids, and he's throwing these bullet passes. It's not that complicated. I throw, you catch. Do you want to lose this game? I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Patty was telling this man. One of those drop passes ended up being a pick 6. So yeah, it's like Jerry said. I don't root for the Chiefs. I don't root against them. But as a fan of the game, you want to see the top teams perform. And Kadarius Toney didn't perform.
They traded for him. What did they trade? Yeah, they traded for him to be him, right? Not panning out, but it's only 1 week.
It's not looking good. It's the loss of one tight end going to be the downfall of your whole offense. We got to wait and see.
It's possible. Bro.
We got to wait and see.
We'll see, but on the flip side, as much as the Chiefs lost, the Lions won on opening night.
Shout out to
I
Jared
still
Goff.
like that team. They got the young running back. They got David Montgomery, who's looking like a boulder, knocking people down. You got Amon Ra St. Brown, right?
You
Imagine when they
got
get
Reynolds
Jameson
catching
Williams
deep
back
balls.
after 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, you get Jameson Williams back. I don't know. Scary team.
Bro, the lines
just
are
week
trending
one.
upwards. They're definitely trending upwards. I like what they're
Facts.
building there. And don't underestimate Jared Goff. Like, he went to the Super Bowl. Let's not forget that. He knows how to lead.
Thank you.
Low key.
Thank you.
He's a baller. He's a baller. Straight up.
All right, so the next game that brings us to our attention here, and I know you're gonna like this one, Bones, because I can already tell from your background that this made your entire year, possibly. Okay, the Dolphins and the Chargers. What a shootout, guys! Oh my goodness, Bones. I'll let you take over this one.
Fellas.
Yeah.
I chopped it up as a revenge game. As they do in the NFL, you're always compared to the peers of your draft class. So forever there will be a comparison, a spider web between all the quarterbacks of the 2020 class. Tua famously got taken 5th overall when Justin Herbert went 6th, right? And forever, they're going to be compared. And I firmly believe that those comparisons and debates were put to an end yesterday. At the end of the game, both quarterbacks had the opportunity, right? The opportunity in front of them to have the game in their hands and take over. Mike McDaniel gave Tua that opportunity. Tua showed out. Herbert didn't. Herbert did not. By no means am I saying that he sucked. Herbert did very solid. Nothing spectacular, not the Justin Herbert like numbers people were expecting, but Tua, oh my God, those throws, that accuracy, the anticipation.
Boner, put that boner down, okay? Relax. We're all grown men here.
Who throws a goal line fade to a 5'9" wide receiver? Tyreek didn't even have to extend his arms. He just had to place him out. Oh my God, that was gorgeous. On the run, lefty, throwing balls on 3rd and 15, 3rd and 10. And let's not forget, the Chargers are no scrubs. The Chargers have a formidable defense. They have a formidable defense. They have Joey Bosa, they have Khalil Mack, they have J.C. Jackson, they have Derwin James. Their secondary is, they're no pushovers at all. And Tua carved them like Swiss cheese. 466 throwing yards. Like he joins the ranks of Marino and Brady as the top week 1 performers in NFL history. So yeah, it's looking great. It's looking fantastic. I know all fantasy owners. I know fantasy owners that had Hill and Tua definitely walked out with a smile on their face, especially Tyreek Hill throwing up 44 big ones.
Tua's doing exactly what he's getting paid to do. All right, you got Waddle and you got Tyreek Hill as your wings. All right, them guys should be getting 200 yards a game for the rest of the season. All right, Tua's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Anything less, in my opinion, it's subpar and mediocre to the rest of the league. All right, the Dolphins came to play. I predicted this in our fantasy draft episodes. If you go ahead, check it out on our playlist. Guys, the Dolphins are stacked. If they're not at the top of the division for the entire season, all right, I'd be completely shocked. You guys are stacked. There's no reason why Tua shouldn't be hitting MVP type of numbers this year. We shall see, and hopefully he can stay healthy because he's clearly playing at a great level. And Tyreek is out here making him look like a fucking Hall of Famer, guys. Let's be real. All right, he was
video game numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you have all right. So the Dolphins, right? They're sitting at 1-0. Who were the other heavy hitters in the AFC coming into the league? Let me tell you, the Bills. We'll talk about that game next. They're 0-1. The Chiefs, reigning champs, 0-1. The Bengals with Joe Shiesty just getting paid, 0-1. Jaguars. I'm just looking at the different divisions, right? So AFC South, Jaguars
Chargers
are 1-0. Jaguars are 1-0, right? The Chargers as well. They beat them. So the heavy hitters The Jets, obviously, they won their game, but at the expense of Rodgers. But the Dolphins are the number one seed in the AFC, are the number one team in the AFC. Just looking on paper, right? Do I think the other teams that I just mentioned, the first three, are going to bounce back? Yeah, for sure. It's 1 week. You don't get judged off. The season doesn't end here. But we'll see. It was exciting to see Tua play well, though, after like a lot of talks about his multiple concussions last year. Is he shaky? Is he not confident? All those answers were questioned on Sunday. Easy.
All right, so the next game that really pretty much shocked the world, and as we previously mentioned, Aaron Rodgers went down with that complete Achilles rupture, guys, and he's out for the season. A complete heartbreak for the New York Jets, which we all know had a lot of hype behind them coming into the season. And somehow they end up pulling it off. All right. They end up beating the Buffalo Bills 22-16, guys, on Monday night. Okay, prime time. So it seems like Zach Wilson got a special sauce in him because they came through for him. Breece Hall, who a lot of people were kind of like downplaying. I know I was probably one of them. He came through, guys. He put up great fantasy points this weekend, and he helped the Jets get that W.
Yes, he did. I'm not sugarcoating about it. I thought he was not going to be worth a first-round pick because of that injury. But but man, did he prove like me, Ron, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of others. Right off the gate, this man was breaking tackles and going for long ones. Definitely made Dalvin Cook an afterthought. When you think about it, it brings me even more joy to know that the Jets are paying a backup running back $8 million when they have Breece Hall the whole time. Oh man, but yeah. It's that was definitely the game. That was supposed to be the game of the week. That was supposed to be the game of the week, the battle of the heavyweights, and like I said earlier, it sucks. It sucks to see that happen to a great competitor. And you wish Rodgers the best. Is this going to be the downfall to their season? Are they going to pick a different quarterback? Is it Zach Wilson moving forward?
I highly doubt it. I think Zach Wilson is going to be the guy moving forward.
Yeah, right. Like he knows the offense. They're not gonna. He runs the second team now, upgraded to the first team. But speaking of first team reps, what about the other side of the ball? The Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen with 4 turnovers.
Oh,
even more
on a couple of my fantasy teams. I never reached for a quarterback that early. But I was like, he's got the legs. The other 2 guys like Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes were taken early. I'm like, let me reach for Josh Allen. I was disappointed in his performance. It was lackluster. Would have been an improvement. What a letdown. And I stopped watching the game after the third turnover. Yeah, after the third pick, I was like, you know what? And then I was down by, I think, about 4 points, and he just needed that last drive. He just needed to go throw a couple. If he threw a touchdown, I would have won the game. And then he lost the fumble. So even less points. It's just
I think we also have to give credit to the Jets defense too. The Jets defense played great.
All right. So they're ballers. They're ballers. I mean, they still have that top defense. They still got Garrett Wilson out there. They got Breece and Dalvin, but it all falls on Zach Wilson's shoulders. In a 2-minute drill, is he someone that you can trust? I know Aaron Rodgers is. I don't know about Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but I think Zach Wilson definitely taking them moving forward. He's going to take the reins. And I don't know if they're going to even make the playoffs, but if they do, they're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. That just goes to show how good the rest of the team is.
Yeah. Josh Allen threw a pick to the same guy 3 times. Activating one of his contract bonuses, right?
He threw 3 picks for Hamlin. 3 picks for Hamlin.
He threw Yeah, hey man, he's a man of the people. He gave that guy $250,000 bonus. In his contract, it stated that if he matched his career output of 3 picks for the season, that bonus is activated. He did it in 1 game. in one
That's
game.
the sweetest
game.
bonus signing of all time. That's a fun fact right there.
And another fun fact, right? Everybody remembers the great divisional game between the Bills and the Chiefs in the playoffs, where seemingly it looked like the Bills beat the Chiefs on the road. Just for them to, just for the Chiefs to go down in 2 plays to tie with a field goal, receive the ball in OT to Tyreek Hill, game over. Buffalo doesn't even touch the ball. So the
Yeah.
Bills, as an organization, has pushed the league office to change the overtime rules for 2 seasons, and they
Yeah.
finally implement those rules this year. And who's the first team to lose in overtime is the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
It's-
Talk about it. Talk about it. They
That's
changed
terrible,
the NFL
bro.
to 0-3
That's
overtime games.
That's terrible, man.
It's been a great week for me as a Dolphin fan. Seeing the window of the Buffalo Bills getting smaller and smaller, the sudden downfall of the Jets after all those resources poured into this one season for Rodgers. Belichick still relying on Mac Jones to putting up Madden-like numbers.
That should
Me
still be
going
it.
4-0 in all raw league fantasy games. It's wonderful.
Hey, I think the
Wonderful,
boner in your background picture just got larger. Did you
All
put a new
right.
picture?
That's enough. Listen,
That's me.
we got
That's me.
the
It's just
larger
a
scale
filter.
here at hand. All right. Speaking of which, we're moving on to our biggest disappointments of week one. All right. These are what you perceive as the worst of the worst. And I'm gonna pass it on to X here because I know he has a lot to say about Sunday night's game. All right. Dallas versus the Giants. What
Nah,
say
biggest
you
disappointment was the
Bronx?
Giants O-line. They broke my heart. Went to the
Talk
car
about
and
it.
cried early. It was pretty bad. It's one of those days I'll just never forget. It was terrible. Let me tell you. From the minute we walked into the arena, Cowboy fans were talking shit, and they're right. They have dominated us in the past 7-8 years, but I thought it was going to change. I thought we were going to come out the gate running the ball, boom, slinging it, slots, and no, we came out the game in power I, running into brick walls over and over. And the Giants O-line didn't allow Daniel Jones to do anything offensively. We couldn't establish any momentum. We couldn't get any drives going, anything moving. And then our special teams getting blocked, missing field goals. Give me 3 points at least, man. But a donut, I sacrificed too much to go to that game in the rain and to see 0 points put up by my team. So let's just leave it at that. That's one of my biggest disappointments of the entire year of 2023. And then my other disappointment was Joe Burrow. Where was Joe Shiesty to be found week one? You just guys want to talk about Josh Allen disappointing him with 8 points. Joe Burrow got me 3 points. You got double what I got. You know what I mean? Bro, he had the worst performance of the year. And then also tied with that, we had T. Higgins with another donut. So just, between that, it was a lot of disappointments to go around.
Yeah, the Bengals were out there. I don't know what they were doing, bro. The Bengals were out there doing much. The Giants were doing nothing. But yeah, that Joe Burrow performance after being the highest paid player is bro. There's no words for that, man. You get paid, you get the contract, you get some security, and then you go out and you put out that performance, right? I bet you that front office is just, punching the air right now. But, like I said, it's one game, 1 week. We'll see how they do. I think the Giants will bounce back this week, right? But yeah, Joe Burrow, I don't know if it's that calf issue that's still lingering, right? There's not much confidence in planting that back leg, but he just looked flat. T. Higgins on my squad did nothing, but he got the target, so that's not going to happen again. We'll see where it goes from there. But we've been talking about another subject as far as disappointments. And we have a few advocates here for removing tight ends completely from fantasy rosters.
Oh, don't get me started, Dre. You're about to get me
removing
started
them
right
completely. I'm against removing them. I think the tight end efficiency has dwindled over the past few years, especially with the overshadow performances of the likes of Travis Kelce, essentially dominating the league for the last 47 years. But it's besides him, not much bigger names. You had Mark Andrews in there for a couple years, George Kittle still there. But besides them, who it's a plug and play league, fellas. It's find the matchups. It's part of the strategy. You got to look at the matchups. What team gives up those intermediate passes? Which tight end can block more, is on more snaps. Don't be lazy. Keep the tight end. Keep the tight end.
Listen.
Wrong.
We have one of our members. Shout out to Louis Mooks-May out here. Okay. He campaigned a few years ago to eliminate kickers from our leagues. And the majority decided that kickers was one of the most pointless positions to include in our fantasy league because there was just so much uncertainty behind it and they weren't even worth the points. All right. So the following goes the same with tight ends, guys. You have tight ends that produce 4, 5, 6 points. All right. And you only really have 5 good tight ends in the entire season. Which brings me to my next point. How the hell do we got 5 top 5 tight ends of the season, all injured in the first damn week of the season, guys? We cannot count on tight ends, guys. We should just turn it into a flex, all right? And we can forget about tight ends. You pick a tight end if you want. But in my opinion, there's only probably a handful of tight ends and maybe another handful of tight ends that maybe let you scrape by. It's not even much of a strategy, guys. Here we're talking about kicker amount of digits here in fantasy. All right. Tell me why, a tight end would continue to be a good idea. Darren Waller, guys, also out. Kelce out. Mark Andrews out. Come on, man.
I must agree. And it pains me to agree because I dislike all of you. But you're right. Right, the tight end has to be eliminated. I believe it hinders play fantasy wise, right? So because let's say just to keep it even, let's say you have a 10-man league, 5 of those guys are always going to get more points than the other 5 because those 5 are going to get the only 5 tight ends worthy of even being drafted, let alone using a waiver wire for. And then the other 5 are going to be scratching and clawing. Therefore, therefore, there's a small drop off in competitive edge. Whereas if you eliminate the tight end slot altogether and add an extra flex, then how Jerry said, pick a tight end if you want, right? But then everybody else can choose a player that's definitely going to perform better than a tight end.
No, it sounds to me like you guys can't draft. That's what it sounds to me. Sounds like you can't do your homework.
Straight to the point. Like these tight ends, kickers don't get touchdowns. All right, they kick a field goal, they kick a point after attempt. There's nothing else they do.
Which is why it makes no sense that they produce 4 points a game, Andre, and they catch the ball, they run the ball.
Yeah, all right. So you have. So I'm looking at week 1. I'm looking at week 1 tight ends, right? That produced the most points. You got Hunter Henry, right, in New England. He gave you 14.1 points, 5 receptions on 6 targets, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Next
Hunter
is Hayden
Henry
Hurst.
is historically trash. All right,
next is Hayden Hurst, a name that we're familiar with, right? 5 of 7 targets. So what do you get? A touchdown. You got this guy Donald Parham Jr. on the Chargers.
Nasty.
Right. All right. Listen. 3 targets, 3 catches, 21 yards. But what did he catch? A touchdown. What, Blake Bell in Kansas City, who played in for Travis Kelce, what did he catch? A touchdown. Harrison Bryant on Cleveland. I'm just naming the top 5, right?
You're just naming the top 5 most random tight ends in the entire league, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. You look at the matchups, the red zone opportunities.
The tight ends.
Pick somebody that's going to have that touchdown, that high touchdown. I mean, it's a touchdown-dependent tight end league now.
They're fucking balling, these guys. They're not randoms anymore. They're fucking balling now. Like, they're just randoms because it's a whole new wave of tight ends.
Yeah, you got all right. And then after that, the next four are Hawkinson, Ingram, Cole Kmet, and Freiermuth, names that we know. Yeah, they didn't produce huge numbers, anywhere between like the 4 to 8, 9 range, right? But once you get those big numbers back, you're talking about 10 tight ends that could produce 8, 9 plus points. Obviously,
Does anyone
Kelsey,
have Freiermuth?
As we discussed on our tight end
Anyone have
episode, it's
Freiermuth?
top
What do you
5
do?
and bottom top 5. You know,
no, Freiermuth didn't catch a touchdown, but he had 6.8
put up
points.
numbers.
Right, it's either
No,
6 or
and
like
he left the
13.
game early with the chest injury. So I think we should still keep the tight end position.
Listen, be smart at a flex. Take it up with your league. My next two guys, Lamar Jackson, Geno Smith. Horrible, terrible,
Terrible. Get him
terrible,
out.
terrible, terrible.
Geno
Lamar
Smith
lost?
didn't play horribly, but he didn't play great. So they need him to play great in order for that offense to move. But Lamar Jackson didn't do squat though.
Yeah,
He was out there looking lost.
listen, Lamar Jackson kind of laid an egg on the quarterback side of things, but you know Baltimore is as unpredictable as the weather. So they ended up running the ball essentially. J.K. Dobbins ended up coming through for them, but he's also out for the season with another Achilles injury out here. So that puts
Hate to see it.
Baltimore one man down, but there's no worry because Lamar Jackson is a running back himself. All right, so they're not really missing anything. And then Geno has a lot of hype behind him, man. He has DK, he has Tyler. I mean, what is he gonna do? You know, we like to see him get
Jackson
picked up.
Smith and Jiba. You got Kenneth Walker still there. You got Charbonnet, who didn't get many touches, but they're probably easing him into the. It's a good offense, you know. But Geno needs to step up his game and get a little bit more risky. Throw some tougher passes to get those guys opportunities to score.
All right, guys, and that brings us to the bottom half of our show. We're going to make our week 2 predictions, and we're going to start it off with our Thursday night matchup, and hopefully it will be as competitive as last Thursday's matchup, all right? And it's going to be the Vikings versus my Eagles, all right? And, of course, I got to go for my favorite team, the Eagles. Even though they're on a 3-day rest, it's going to be very difficult for them to pull it off since they just played on Sunday. Thursday night against the Vikings, I say they got the W.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was about to say you guys just left New England to go on the road again. That would suck. I will go with Philly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly as well. I think Jalen Hurts is gonna pop out in MVP form, and I think he'll have a game at home.
Yeah, don't forget. So I'll play devil's advocate. It's a nighttime game. It's a primetime game for Kirk Cousins, right? So he's not known to show up on these matchups, but no, I'm going Eagles. Yeah.
All right, our following matchup will be the Packers against Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta.
Packers next.
Packers?
They're both undefeated right now.
Packers.
You know,
Packers
I'm going to go with
good.
Atlanta because I just feel like it's a trap game. Everyone's going to go and fall in love with the Packers off of Jordan Love's game, but I'm going to go ahead and say Atlanta. I think they're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball well.
I think it depends if Romeo Doubs and Watson end up playing. They're both questionable with some hamstrings injuries. Obviously, Christian Watson didn't play week 1, but now Romeo Doubs is having some issues himself. Those guys are out. You know, Jordan Love may have some trouble, but Aaron Jones pulled off on almost career day. So if they get him going, I'll still go Packers.
Add that man in my starting lineup.
All right, and I'm going to go with the Falcons only because I like what I saw this last weekend. I honestly believe the Packers got lucky with the Buccaneers matchup. And we shall see what happens, man. They're both undefeated, but I got my money on the Falcons. The next newcomers up, Las Vegas versus Buffalo in Buffalo.
Ooh, Vegas.
I'm going to go with Buffalo. I think they bounced back off of that tough defense they faced week 1, and I think Buffalo will take Vegas. Even though I'm not hating on Vegas, but I think Buffalo is just a better team.
Yeah, Buffalo, 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 Buffalo.
Yeah, unanimous.
I'm gonna go with my West Coast team, and I'm gonna say the Vegas Raiders are gonna take advantage of that winning streak that they got. Jimmy G seems to be in high spirits. Devontae Adams seems hungry, and they're not letting anything stop them. All right, Buffalo got a shit ton of issues out there, a lot of drama going on, so they need to get settled down with those 4 turnovers of Josh Allen. His confidence is shaking, I'm sure. All right, so I got my money on Vegas on this one. We're gonna go ahead and shoot out to Baltimore and Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson matchup of the season.
They're playing in Cincinnati, right?
They're playing in the Natty.
I still think I still Cincinnati. I go Cincinnati. They're playing at home. They gotta do something after that putrid performance. Uh, Joe will bounce back. Jamar will bounce back. T. Higgins won't throw up a donut. Joe Mixon will have a more efficient game. I think they do because I think Baltimore still got too many issues, especially with J.K. Dobbins going down. Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, they're plug-in guys, but can't lead the run game. Yeah, Lamar Jackson may have a spy on him all game, and that's going to be their downfall. I go Bengals.
We'll go with
Yeah, I think the
Baltimore
Bengals bounce
because
back.
Following matchup, Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. What say you, fellas?
I still like the Lions,
Detroit.
man. I like the Lions here. Gino, and that squad. Yeah, they'll come into that stadium, but I like what Detroit's doing up there. Let's rock. Let's go Lions.
Yup. Flowers to Jared Goff. He deserves it. Hell of a quarterback. Lions.
And of course, I'm gonna go with actually I'm gonna go with the Seahawks on this. I think they got a good chance of redemption. The following game, all right, guys, Chargers, Titans, and this is pretty much a hands down for everybody, I feel, right?
Ooh. I don't know, bro. Tennessee has a good front seven. But you can't dismiss the Chargers offense. Damn.
Both teams are
Upset.
looking for first win of the
If
season.
Eckler sits, I go Titans.
Oh, that's right. Eckler's hurt. You know what? Upset of the week. Tennessee.
I got
All
Tennessee.
right. I'm gonna go ahead and still go with the Chargers, guys. I think they have a solid team, and Tennessee doesn't have anybody. So let's go, except for Derrick Henry. All right. If they stop Derrick Henry, it's over, guys. So I'm gonna put my bread on the Chargers. Next matchup is the Chicago Bears against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay, bro. Tampa Bay. They're riding high. Baker has confidence. And the other guys were disappointing. The Bears were definitely disappointing. I'm gonna go with the hot team.
Yeah, let's go. Let's rock it. I'll agree with my arch nemesis for once. I'll go with the Bucks.
How dare you? Nah, change my pick.
Listen, I'll do anything but root for Baker Mayfield. So I'm gonna go ahead and root for Justin Fields. He needs a redemption game, guys. That week 1 loss didn't sit well with Chicago. They have a decent team together, and I think that he's gonna put it off against Baker Mayfield and them. The next matchup: Jaguars, Chiefs, Trevor Lawrence, Patty Mahomes, and KC should see Travis Kelce back in this one.
Could be the game of the week. That could be a nice little shootout. Jags put everybody on notice, so they Calvin Ridley, that boy a monster. All of that with Christian Kirk not really being in the fold. And then I know Patty's going to try to come out hitting on everything because of the last week's loss. So, damn. Ooh, this is tough.
It is tough, yeah.
I'm going to go with the upset again. Back-to-back upsets. Jags. Duval. Christian. Calvin really going to teach everybody on the Chiefs wide receiving core how to catch.
Again, it pains me.
Ooh.
It pains me to agree with this human, this man, this I don't know.
This is me right now.
I'll go with Jacksonville.
Dre, this is me. This is me right now.
Yeah,
Right
yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
You
I'm
can't open his
experiencing
eyes.
technical difficulties right now. Hold on.
You mean mental difficulties?
Listen,
Let's go, Jacksonville.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Look, this one is gonna come down to the wire. Let's be honest, guys. This has the potential of being a tremendous shootout. As much as I want to go with Jacksonville, I think I'm gonna have to go with KC because Patty Mahomes is gonna be looking to bounce back from that loss. All right. Travis Kelce, I know he hated sitting on the sidelines, and let's just hope he can get his reps up. And Kadarius Toney, frankly, he's just looking for redemption. All right. Well, what he did last game was completely unacceptable. He should have been cut, in my opinion. All right.
He's
So
looking
moving
for
on
a
to the
home.
next. He should moving on to our next matchup. Indianapolis against Houston. All right. Both
Who?
teams looking for the first win of the season.
Oh, that's hard in itself because it's two
You got
rebuilding
some young
teams.
QBs there. You got CJ Stroud. You got Richardson. Is he playing? How bad was his injury?
I'm gonna
I
go with
don't
the
know.
Texans. I'm gonna go with the Texans because they showed fight defensively, right? And almost kind of pulled it off. But I'm gonna go with the Texans. I'm not gonna overthink this one. The Colts are a mess.
The Colts are a mess, and without Jonathan Taylor, they have no establishment. Again, regretting every
Oh
single
yeah.
movement that I agree with this person.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't let you sleep at night.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I'm gonna
sleep. I'm
also
going
have
to
to
sleep
agree.
right after this episode. I gotta hit the gym at 5 a.m., fellas.
All right, so I'm gonna have to agree with all of you here. The Texans should take it. The Colts are a complete mess, especially since the QB sustained an injury at the end of the last game. That status is still uncertain. 49ers, Rams.
49ers.
I don't
49ers.
know. The Rams put up some points. The Rams put up some points there. If they can figure out who's going to be their lead back between Cam Akers and Kyron Williams, it'll be nice to see down the stretch, but I think the 49ers will overpower them.
Listen, the 49ers have weapons. Debo, Ajuk, and McCaffrey, okay? They're going to obliterate them out the water. I'm taking the 49ers on this matchup. Next matchup, Giants, Cardinals. And I know the Giants are going to be looking for redemption after that 40-0 loss to Dallas. All right. Cardinals should be an easy target.
Bro, easier pick. This is the easiest pick of the week for me. I'm going Giants, but it's not just a redemption game. Just the Cardinals are probably the worst team in the league right now. It's just awful on all cylinders. I can't believe the Commanders, my Redskins, struggled with them, but it was a win's a win. But I think the Giants are going to show out. Saquon Barkley was very upset and vocal about it after the game. He's going to have a great game.
I expect Saquon to give me the 18 plus projected points that requires a running back of his stature. So I'm going with the Giants. Let's see if they can pull that off because they're one loss away from it being disaster, danger zone in New York. Next.
All right, so the next matchup, Jets and the Cowboys. Now, this should be an easy setup for the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. I'm going to go with the Cowboys as well.
All right, so the Cowboys always end up cowboying. What does that mean for all of our viewers out there that don't understand or don't know what the Cowboys do? They end up shooting themselves in the foot. It's at one of the three levels, whether it's special teams, defense, offense, they shoot themselves in the foot. This could be that game. And I think the Jets are going to ride that high of that win. They're very emotional losing their new QB and Aaron Rodgers. I like the Breece Hall impact on the game. He had less carries than Dalvin Cook, but he had better production. You still got Garrett Wilson out there. If Zach Wilson could hold off and keep his head high, I'll take the Jets here. No upset.
Ooh. Let's see how that
goes.
Because
I fucking hate the Cowboys.
Because the Jets front seven is something. It's something.
And their defense is formidable.
right? But that offense and Dallas's defense is formidable as well.
I know you're gonna like this one, Dre. I know you're gonna like this next one, Dre. Commanders, Broncos.
Easy, Commanders and Southern. Wait, yeah, no, wrong sport. Yeah, the Commanders, easy take. Russell Wilson can't move like he used to. That offense goes nowhere. He threw a measly, 177 putrid yards. Sam Howell's getting better command of the offense. That was not a play on words. We'll see, bro, but I think the Commanders pull it off.
Oh, yeah, I think I got the Commanders too. And I hate to say that as an Eagles fan.
Oh.
Give me the over on the Redskins.
Yeah, I'll take it. That doesn't make sense, but I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. The next one is for you, Santana. Patriots, Dolphins.
In New England.
In New England.
Sunday night,
prime time.
Sunday night. Oh, expect us. We coming. We out here.
Well, historically, guys, the Patriots always beat the Dolphins. All right. So let's see what they get done. I think Miami are the favorites to win this one. I want to see them ride high into that streak.
Miami breaks that curse and they win in Foxborough. Yep, I go Miami.
I'm all for it. All right, the next game. Now, there's 2 Monday night games, guys. This is pretty much unprecedented for us. 2 Monday night games. We got the Saints and the Panthers, and the Browns and the Steelers. I'm gonna go with the Saints and the Browns here, guys.
I'm gonna go with the Saints and Cleveland.
I will go Saints. And I'm gonna go Browns, yeah. Saints and Browns.
That defense is something.
Yeah, and that pretty much concludes our predictions for week 2 and wraps up this episode 27 of the Raw Report. And before we get out of here, guys, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at Raw Fantasy Sports, drop a comment. I am your host, Jericho, along with my co-host, Bone Santana, X, and the Bolivian Siberian, Andre P. Perez. And I'll see you week 2, guys. Good luck to everyone out there in their fantasy leagues. We'll see you next week.
Good luck to everybody except Bone Santana. I hope your team all gets donuts.
See you. Donuts.
4-0 in all Raw leagues. No one can see me.
Yeah, stop letting your brother draft for you.